everyone, and thank you for joining. My name is Miloš Felix, and I'm the CEO of Etnetera Flow, where we design and develop mobile applications. And over the next 9 minutes, I'd like to take you on a short journey through the world of super apps. What they are, why they matter, and how they are changing the way we are interact with digital services, especially for younger generation that becoming a relevant customer group and expects everything to be fast, connected, and effortless. So let's get into it. Our digital life is messy. We all know it. We have at least one app for banking, another for travel, another for shopping, and the list goes on. On average, we have around 80 apps installed. Open about 30 each month and use only 9 every day. Each app wants its login, sends notification, and fights for our attention. At the end, the technology that's supposed to make our life easier often makes them more complicated. And that's where the super apps came in. So what exactly are they? Super app isn't just another app, it's a digital ecosystem. A platform that connects services and data into one seamless experience. And at the first piece of that ecosystem is usually payments, because that's where the customer relationships begins. Once you control that interaction, you can build more services around it. You can think of a super app as a Swiss Army knife. It looks simple, but it can do a lot once you open it. Now let's take a step back and see how we got there. Super apps didn't appear overnight. They are the result of an evolution. It all started with a single apps, like Shazam. They did one thing, but did it really good. Simple, focused, and useful. Then came multi-apps, like Spotify, where creators added more features, more value, so users had more reasons to stay. After that, platform apps arrived, like Booking. They didn't just add features, they opened their doors to partners. Suddenly, it wasn't only their own service anymore, it became a place where many providers could offer value, but still inside one focused area. And finally, super apps, one platform that connects everything, services and data from different verticals into one single ecosystem. And this evolution wasn't only about the technology, it was also a generational shift. Pushed forward by Gen Z, the first fully native generation that grew up online. They expect everything to be connected, instant, and seamless. And if we want to see where this evolution truly took off, we need to move to Asia, the birthplace of super apps, where WeChat started as a simple chatting app. In China, it became an everyday infrastructure for messaging, payments, shopping, to public services. Then came Grab. It began with ride-hailing and grew into all-in-one platform for transportation, food delivery, finance, and even healthcare services. Gojek followed in Indonesia. From scooters to a complete lifestyle ecosystem. And Europe was watching and learning. Apps like Revolut took the same idea, start with the international payments, then expand into investment, insurance, travel, and even mobile data plans. So, why do users even love this app so much? Super apps are all about user. At the end of the day, people don't want 80 different apps on their phones. They want one app that works and connects everything. Super app gives users a simple, seamless experience that saves time and builds trust. And when personalization kicks in, the whole experience feels even more effortless. Now let's switch the perspectives from users to business. For companies, super apps aren't just a trend. They are a new business model built around engagement. First, they drive customer loyalty. When users spend most of their time in your ecosystem, they interact more and feel less motivated to switch to your competitors. Second, they open new revenue streams. As the ecosystem grows, new partners join. Every added service creates a new source of income. And third, they generate rich data across multiple behaviors and contexts. That insight enables smarter decision, better personalization, and faster innovation of the services. Long story short, users want simplicity and companies want engagement and data. But to deliver both, you need the right technological backbone. And it all starts with APIs and integrations. They are critical to connecting partners so everything can work as one. Then comes cloud infrastructure. It helps you scale fast, add new services smoothly, and stay reliable even within the million of users. And finally, AI and predictive models. They make the experience more personal and enable smarter automations. When these three layers work together, you get a scalable and flexible ecosystem that can grow and adapt. And once the technology holds together, you can move to the final part of this story, how to build a successful super app. Like I already said, it always starts with the user. You solve one real problem, that's where it begins. Then come the partners. You can't do everything alone. You build it together. Next up, technology. It connects everything, helps you scale, and makes the experience personal. And last but not least, the mindset. It has to be open, collaborative, ready for change. That's what separates closed products from open ecosystem. These are the 4 dimensions behind every successful super app. And as we look ahead, we can already see what's coming next. It's called Digital Companion. While super apps connect services, the Digital Companion uses AI and artificial intelligence to anticipate what users need before they ask. It moves from being a catalog of services to becoming a personal assistant. That's the future we are heading toward, from managing apps to being supported by intelligence that works with us. And with that final thought, I will close my part of today's session and will thank you for joining me. Now I will hand it back to Martin in the studio.
Thank you, Miloš, for such a comprehensive opening of the webinar. Before I hand over to Jitka, let's quickly check the results of our LinkedIn poll. We asked how many apps you have on your phone versus how many you actually use daily. And guess what? Even though this was just a 3-day poll with a very limited number of responses, the data is quite close to what Miloš presented in the beginning. I averaged the responses and I got 64 apps on the phone and 10 apps used daily. Let me move the deck, and I believe Jitka is ready. So over to you, Jitka.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining this session on super apps. My name is Jitka Hajičová, and today I will share insights on what makes super apps so powerful and how our own solution, Docapsy, is shaping the future of integrated services. I have 5 slides, 10 minutes, so let's not waste time, let's dive right in. First, you have already heard what is a super app. It is more than just an application. It's a platform that brings multiple services together in one seamless experience. Miloš was talking about Aisha, where apps like WeChat or Grab combine messaging, payment, shopping, and mobility. Here in Europe, this trend is growing fast and gaining momentum. Customers expect convenience, personalization, and security, and rather than juggling multiple apps. Let me briefly introduce the organization behind this innovation here in ČSOB. KBC Group is an international banking and insurance group based in Belgium, operating across several European markets. It focuses not only on integrated financial services, combining banking, insurance, asset management, and many other, all under one roof. ČSOB, as a key part of KBC Group, plays a major role in the Czech Republic. We serve over 4 million clients from retail to corporate segments. We are building several ecosystems. You can see example of mobility and housing ecosystems. And of course, we are building the digital one. We are integrating both financial and non-financial services into one seamless platform. Ecosystem is built up on a mobile-first, customer-centric approach, focusing on personalization and convenience. Being part of KBC gives us access to global expertise and resources while keeping a strong local presence and understanding of Czech customer. Our digital ecosystem includes our smart banking application that focus on financial instruments, Kate, that is definitely more than a virtual assistant, and beyond banking connections, where the DoCapsi super apps fits in. Now move how it started, because we have quite a long experience. Actually, we can move to 2016 when we launched Nanákupy, focusing primarily on loyalty cards and shopping discounts only. Honestly, we were ahead of the game. And we were successful, but we expect more. In April 2020, we successfully introduced DoCapsi, broader lifestyle platform, integrating both financial and non-financial services. Actually, DoCapsi started as a practical tool for everyday needs, paying for parking, public transport, and fuel. Over time, it is evolving. Today, DoCapsi offers both to ČSOB clients and non-clients several sections. First of all, travel, including quick payments for mobility services, shopping, including loyalty cards, as was before, stored digitally for easy access or real access to store open 24/7. Lifestyle features such as event discovery and foodie festivals. Why this matters? Customers want simplicity. DoCapsi delivers that by removing friction from daily routines. Thanks to DoCapsi super apps, we can test and launch innovation quickly and expand third-party cooperations through beyond banking. Behind the scene, we leverage a secure identity solution like Bank ID for trusted transactions. We also leverage personalization engines to tailor offers and contents. Are we there? Not yet. We can improve this, and we are focusing on. This ensures that DoCapsi is not just functional, it's smart, secure, and scalable. This year, we even opened a super app for children from age 10 with limited features and a new guide called Philip, who guides them through financial, digital, and sustainable literacy. This supports our CSR program, where our ČSOB employees teach over 100,000 children in schools. But let's look at the numbers. We have more than 520,000 users. The last year increase of 43% is really impressive. As I mentioned, we serve both clients and non-clients. Non-clients represents 46% of users. Therefore, you can see also Super Apps as a great acquisition tool. In Docapsy, there is more than 20 services. The most popular is Market 24/7, parking and public transport, and loyalty cards. We expect more than 1 million QR codes for Market 24/7, over 500,000 parking tickets, and more than 300,000 public transport tickets in 2025. Since 2021, nearly 400,000 loyalty cards have been stored in the application. Our approach is based on mutual benefit. The customer gains convenience, partners gain visibility, and we strengthen engagement. And what we will focus on? Definitely on client experience. You can already see quick wins in the latest version, but we want more. Further additional services within mobility, shopping, and lifestyle. This is our primary focus. Of course, we need to focus on optimization. And last but not least, we will strive to surprise the client. From this perspective, to sum up, Super App, like Docapsy, are redefining how we interact with services. They combine convenience, trust, and innovation in a single experience. For customers, it means less complexity and more value. For us, it is an opportunity to lead the way in creating integrated digital lifestyles. Super apps are not just a trend, they are the future of the digital interaction. Thank you, and I look forward to your question after next speaker.
Thank you, Jitka, for the insights into the banking ecosystem. I wish Docapsy to add new services smoothly and reach another 500,000 users very soon. And now, anyone here likes cars? I'm sure most of you do. So let's take a look at the rise of the automotive and mobility system. Chloe, are you ready?
Yes, of course. I hope you see my screen well, and thanks for having me. I'm Chloe. I'm actually working in Škoda Auto in the customer journey department. So our focus is basically bringing things that customer wants. And today I wanted to show you a little bit more specifically about the MyŠkoda app. But before I get into the detail of the app, let me show you a little bit about the automotive industry, because it's actually a very specific industry, and it might be an industry that you never have experienced before because you never own a car, or it could be an industry that you only have experience like every 5-10 years because you are not changing the car every day. But what is very important is the first thing is the industry is actually changing quite a bit, as you are not surprised. So many people in the past actually go to the showroom, and in the 1980 you will see that people usually go 4.6 times to the showroom before they actually buy the car. But this number dropped significantly this year. We will see only that the people go 1.5 times to the dealership before they purchase the car. And what does that mean is you don't really get too much chance to talk to the customer to convince them to purchase the car. What is all these people is moving now is to digital. So you need to basically prepare them in a digital way. When they come to the dealership, it's pretty much the moment that the decision is made. I'm just coming to sign the contract. And then what is very important and quite critical recently with the automotive industry is connectivity now is not just a cherry on top of the cake. It is now becoming part of the deal breaker, because 60% of the customer will actually switch the car brand for a better connectivity. So which means in this is not only a nice to have, but it's now becoming a must have. And the second thing, which is actually very specific Škoda data, is we know that for the BEV that we are selling, 96% of these people enroll their vehicle to connectivity. And what all this number is basically telling us is connectivity and MyŠkoda is now becoming essential part of the customer experience when they have the car. So now let's get a little bit into the detail of the app. Actually, this chart is pretty messy. I must admit that as well, because actually in the past, our app landscape is pretty messy. Because if in the past, when you search Škoda in the App Store, you will get 6 apps in the App Store, which honestly, you don't know which one to download because we have MyŠkoda, we have another one, which is MyŠkoda IV. The name even sounds quite similar. And then we have a Power Pass for charging. We have Move and Fun for particular vehicle. We have the media room for the Škoda News. We have the Connect Life for another kind of vehicle. And what all this is telling us is in the past, we are working pretty much on silo. So based on different vehicle model, based on different function, you go to the App Store, you will try to guess which one is the correct app for you, which is actually not the customer experience that we wanted to provide because we want the customer search in the App Store, Škoda. There's only one app. That's the app that you need, regardless of what car you have, regardless of what feature you want. So that's the super app strategy that we have. And now moving forward is once you have the strategy, it's very important to define who is actually your target customer. And we know that we don't need to convince everyone to use the app because we know that in different generations, for example, now we're always talking about the Gen Z, they are what we call digital native because they use the app already super much. They spend so much time on the phone, like 6 hours per day. You can actually check on your phone statistic how many hours you actually spend on the phone, and you will be surprising yourself like, oh my God, I actually spend quite a lot of time on the phone. And these people, as they are already digital native, they already so much used to buy things on the phone. They already go to the store and they show the phone. This is like their native behavior. So you don't need to convince these people. They are already native. And the second generation, which is the Gen Y, which is the millennial, we call it, and they are also quite native in the phone. They spend like 5 hours a day and they are used to do the online shopping. They use the phone to do the product search and they are used to use the coupon, etc. So these are also our target customer. But if you look at the Gen X, which is a little bit older generation, they are what we call digital immigrant because when they were born, digital was not that much a thing for them. So they are still learning how to use the phone. Pretty much they use it for necessary purpose, for example, like talking to their grandchildren or like if they will need to call someone or things like that. And in that case, you don't need to really convince everyone to use the phone because you need to actually target the people who are more like native in this area. So that's, you see, this is the gap, what we call digital everyday explorer. That's our Škoda target customer. And now moving on then is about what function we actually wanted to offer, because at the end of the day, how to define the function, how to put it into the development is very critical because the development team has a certain capacity. So what is very critical is to define what is your vision. So in our case, we want to be making owning the car the most simple, surprising, sustainable experience. And the very important part is even before the start. Because when everyone is telling me, I ask them, have you downloaded MyŠkoda? And they will tell, I don't own a Škoda car. Why do I need to download MyŠkoda? But the key point here is we want them to do it even before they start driving the car. Because in MyŠkoda, we are offering different kind of function, which I will later show you more in detail as well. And here, you see what we call our strategy house. So connectivity, which is still our foundation, is very important. The app is still used to connect the car. But then what we wanted to build on top in this super app strategy is to build attraction. So we want to attract the prospect in the early stage into the Škoda ecosystem. We want to engage the customer, and we want to use this as a platform to generate a lead to our dealership so that it can support the business as well. And the last part is all this thing ultimately build a personalized brand experience. And now, just to show you a little bit how we actually evolve. In 2017, we are still a basic app, which is about connectivity. So as you could imagine, what the connectivity app is doing is a lot about finding where is the car park. I need to honk and flash the car because I don't know where I park. But these are just the basic. And then in 2022, we actually moved to an area what we call super app. So we wanted to have the whole customer journey migrated to one app, which is the MyŠkoda app. So we started to offer something like a loyalty program, so people can use the challenge or do the challenges, and then they earn the loyalty point. We are also having the lucky draw, so people can participate and then win some reward from Škoda, and they can also track their vehicle, book the test drive, do the car configuration. And as Miloš already touched a little bit at the beginning, the next step, what we wanted to evolve is to be their AI companion, which is more about the proactiveness. So we don't want the people to open the app to find the things. We want to proactively tell them, hey, this is the things that you need, and I predict that you need it. So you don't need to tell me because I'm your companion and I know that you need it. And here, just to show you a little bit of sneak peek, actually, what is the app offering? So as I mentioned at the beginning already, that we have a car configurator test drive. So even though you don't have the Škoda car, you are thinking about buying the Škoda car, you can download the app. We also have a demo mode, so you can actually try the connectivity even before you actually buy the car. And in the usage phase, we are bringing already the AI into MyŠkoda. So actually this year, we have the official partnership with Google, that we are using the Google Gemini technology into MyŠkoda. So you can start writing a prompt, and then MyŠkoda is now planning your route to your destination. And then in the after sales area, we are already offering the service booking, so you can book your service. There is also the gamified loyalty program. You can complete a set of challenges, you get the loyalty point, and then you can use it to redeem the Škoda merchandise. And then the last thing, which is very critical, is you might ask like why you are doing it. And the reason why we are doing it is a lot about the data, because at the end of the day, what helps the business is data. You need to have the 360 view of the customer. And in the past, we only have the vehicle data. So I know, okay, this car is driving this kilometer, this consumption, but I'm missing the customer data. I don't know what's the customer actually lives. I don't know what's the customer name. I don't even know whether he's female or male. And then, of course, the behavioral data, like are they tapping this first, tapping that first, how actually they are interacting with the app. And of course, then the transactional data. And by having this super app strategy, we combine all this data, and then we have this 360-degree view of the customer. So now I know Chloe is a kind of person, she lives in the village and she's always doing this, then now I can target her with the specific offer. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you here. And I think that's then comes to the end for my presentation. Then I hand it over back to Martin in the studio.